There's a war brewing on the streets of London. Society is ignoring it. The police can't stop it. And now you are a part of it. In the heart of London's Soho district, the development team that brought you the groundbreaking Getaway series is back, with a title designed exclusively for the PlayStation Portable.
We wanted to make Gangs of London for the PlayStation Portable, and we are big fans of action games and handheld gaming. So, it was a great opportunity. It was something new. It was a proper 3D handheld machine. We could make a real city, like real London, and have fun with it. We got really excited about that possibility.
Being fans of portable gaming, they knew what gamers were looking for. Compact, rapid fire, intense gameplay, with a variety of missions.
So the main theme of the story mode of Gangs of London is that London's been divided into 31 sectors, and there are 6 gangs vying for control of the whole of London.
So there's a great variety of missions, and ranging from simple driving missions where you might be chasing down an enemy and ramming them into submission, to more complex, involved on-foot missions where players must take a group of gangsters into a location such as a scrapyard and achieve various objectives.
You take the role of one of these gangs and you need to fight against the other gangs, taking London over sector by sector, with the ultimate aim to become the ultimate boss of the whole of London.
When you start the game, make sure you join the right gang. Each one has specific strengths and talents. So choose your side wisely.
So why would you choose one gang over another? There are actually a myriad of reasons you might do this. You've got the different gangs, they've got different vehicles that have different top speeds and different amounts of damage they can take, different handling. They favour different weapons. Even the gang members have different characteristics, so some of them are better shooting, some of them are better at hand-to-hand combat. So there's a lot of reasons to look at all the different gangs. The sort of Uber gang that you don't actually get to play, they're called the Andy Steele Associates. Their leader is Andy Steele. They're kind of city types, they're more into their white-collar crime nowadays, but they still get their hands dirty. Then you've got, say, the Talwar brothers. Now, their leader's Azif Rashid. He's quite young to be a gang boss. They're young, they're more cheeky, they like their hot hatch cars, they like their banger and drum and bass, and they feel that it's time for a new blood to take over London. You've got the EC2 crew. They're sort of yardie type gang. They're pretty fearsome, involved in drug dealing and racketeering. You really wouldn't want to mess with them. Then you've also got the Morris Kane firm. These are your more sort of old school Cockney gangsters, real proper geezers. Morris Kane was around when the Krays were around. He went away, did a bit of time, and he's come back and gathered everyone together to take over again. And then you've got the Zakharov organisation, leader Vladislav Zakharov. And he runs his operation under the guise of a shipping firm, but I don't think they ship much that you could sell in a normal shop. And you've also got the Water Dragon Triad. Now, they hail originally from Hong Kong, and their leader, Shang Chu-yang, is a very well-respected man in his community. The weird thing about them is whenever they commit a crime, no one seems to have ever seen them do it or heard of them.
Now I need you to creep into the warehouse and rescue those fools while Mason Grant and his crew are celebrating the capture.
And the stories are told to you through our unique graphic novel story style. So the missions are bookended at either end. You see a bit of the story first, then you play the mission, and the story's summed up at the end.
No more EC2 crew, new weapons. It is a good day today.
If the unique graphic style of the game wasn't enough, now players can both control and command London's most dangerous gangsters.
In the game, you get to use tactical, team-based combat, which means really that even though you only control one character at a time, you can pause the game and by pressing a single button, issue commands to the rest of the members of your gang. You can either play it as a straightforward run and gun shooter, charging in, blasting anyone in sight, or you can think a little bit more about how you're going to approach a particular level, either deciding to send the rest of your team charging in ahead of you and bringing up the rear, or positioning them perhaps at various strategic points and allowing them to catch the enemies in a crossfire. Players can switch between weapons at any point during the level, and they achieve this by simply switching to the character that has the weapon that they want to use. As you play through the game, you'll have access to a wide variety of weaponry, from pistols to submachine guns, shotguns, assault rifles, and indeed more exotic hand-to-hand weapons such as meat cleavers, razors and baseball bats.
Acknowledging that portable gamers love variety, the Gangs of London team was sure to include several free roaming modes that take advantage of the rich and detailed city.
The free roaming modes in Gangs of London have nothing to do with the gangster life. It's a different take on London. For example, we have one mode called 4 Weeks Later, which is a take on zombies. You have zombies coming from the city, coming from the ground, and you have to kill them or run them over, or save some people from them.
In tourist mode, you get to explore London as a tourist. This means that you go around photographing the different landmarks, and all those photographs are kept in a lovely photo album that you can cherish.
Whether in real life or in the game, no London experience is complete without having some fun in an authentic London pub.
These pub games are typical London pub games, British pub games. We have darts in there, we have pool, we have also Skittles. Skittles is like a precursor to bowling, and we have an arcade machine. These games basically is something that you can access anytime, just straight from the menu, and you can play them in different ways. You can play them on your own against the characters from the story modes. Like for example, Andy Steele, the head of the London boss, he's really good at darts.
But probably one of the most unique modes is a strategy game based on a classic board game.
Gang Battle mode is like a board game. It's turn-based. Players take turns to input orders to units who move around the sector-based map from the main game. The idea is to overwhelm your enemies and gradually steal more territory, and thus gain more income for your gang.
This fall, choose your side wisely. Gain respect. Outsmart your enemies. And take over London.